welcome to you all. We are just delighted to have you here. I am even more delighted to have our teaching toolbox back. Yay, yay, yay for the fall. And to kick us off is George, and he is going to be talking to us about AI. And I'm going to hand it over to George. Take it away, George.
Okay, so the thing that Tara's talking about, I approached AI the first time with Copilot, ChatGPT, making sure we knew how to use prompts. I worked with that you can create your own pasta from scratch because I wanted you to know how AI can be the best buddy you've ever had if you know how to train it. This is out of the box pasta. So I want to make sure that for some of these things, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try to make them as free as possible. But if you get addicted, that's your fault because some of these things, it's almost like it feels like I'm doing something wrong because it's creating all the things I used to spend a lot of time doing. So I just want to make sure I hit all the ones that I use that I think are the easiest ones to get started if you don't know. But the video she posted on there, and I will do it again at the end, is how you can create from scratch. Okay. If you're that type of person, the other video is one that I love, but this one, sometimes I feel like I'm just giving you candy. So I'm going to share my screen so we can go right into this. And I'm going to approach this a lot more with, um, this is question it's asking me, allow. Okay. I'm going to approach this and I'm hoping I'm sharing the screen that has my Google on it. Like, is it the one that's shaking? Okay. It's not the one that's okay. As long as it's not your faces, that's what I want you guys to see. I'm going to go through and I'm going to start with this one's called Alana. If you've never used this, this is a Chrome extension. So I'm going to take you to the website so you guys can see this. And one of the things I like to do, just so you guys can watch this, is if I use it regularly, I have a little bookmark. I create folders so I can find things very quickly. And Alana Learning, I'm going to tell you where I found this. I found it on a TikTok. It on free, you can basically have it create a Google slide in ChatGPT or Copilot. And Tara, I don't know if you could hear where someone has something in the background. You guys can basically go and create a Google slide. And this is going to go back to the things we talked last time. It's got to know the information. It has to know the prompt and it has to know the warnings. If not, you're going to get something that's not as cool as you can make it. This one right here, if I click get started for free, I already have it installed, but it's a Chrome extension. Now I'm going to tell you, don't scroll down. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to try to get you where I think these are good. It also has a grading pal. Students submit like slide, like notice as you go down, these are other parts of its category. I'm going to stay only with the Google Slides because I think it's the easiest one to use. If I click get started for free and I do the slide generator, so this one's going to be the one on the top, you're going to notice it's going to ask me to install a Chrome extension. The Chrome extension, if you've never seen this before, the Chrome extension looks like a puzzle piece in your Chrome browser, and you have to have it check marked so that it can go through and create your Chrome, your slide inside a Chrome extension. Oops, I clicked on the wrong one. Now, if you open a Google slide, so this right now, here's one I just created. You'll notice there's one called extensions. And in here, it's going to ask you flat out, do you want to create a new presentation with AI? And this one is Alana. I gave Alana the ones that I'm going to use. I told her, I'm going to use the reference, I think of her as a female. I told her that I wanted to create a Google slide that talked about the tools that we're going to do. So AI tools for teachers. I wanted to have pictures in here that I can use. I wanted to have tips and I wanted it to be read at a certain level. You notice right now, it basically went through all the different pages. I also asked for graphics.
It's okay.
Sorry, Mr. G.
Multitasking is always fun, right? You just sign up.
Oh, can everyone mute, please?
I just muted him. Okay,
Okay.
here, going through, because I always worried they're going to get some like private conversation. Right now, it created all these different images from the things that I asked it for branding. So right now, I'm going to go extensions. I'm going to go to Alana, and I'm going to say create a new presentation. Okay. Now, remember, I'm creating something from scratch. So it goes back to some of the things we talked in our last meeting. What is the information I'm giving it? what is the things I'm looking for, and then warnings. So if you wanted to create something that you wanted to be fifth grade specific for the Alberta province, you need to make sure that you're giving that information in here and not just asking like a Google search saying, hey, create a Google slide for me that's talking about space. It's not going to know about what regions, grade levels, things you're looking for. So let's do this real quick. It says provide a brief description of what your presentation be. 2 to 3 sentences. More is better. For listen, provide learning objectives and standards that align to your slides with, and then paste any text context you want to use in your slides. Key phrases, things that you're looking for. So on this one right here, I'm going to do it again. It says, I want a Google slide. It's already going to create it, but I try to think of it as I'm having a conversation to my assistant that is going to talk about how AI can help students learn and things to avoid. Okay, now that's usually where we stopped, but that's only like the appetizer. I got to get to the meat and potatoes. The meat and potatoes that we want to do in here is I want it to be fourth, let's do fifth grade, and I really want it to focus on cheating, on accuracy, and copyright. Right? Because that's usually where people just go off the rails on this. Now, as you go to learn this more and more, there's a couple things I want you to pay attention to. One, I'm trying to do this quickly so you can see it. I would really do some research before I get to this point, because here's the thing I want you to focus on. I'm using the free one. You have 5 uses. That means I have to delete the Google slide for me to get it back. Or if you notice right now, if it looks at, see how it says invite and earn free upgrades. Invite anybody that you know, maybe other emails that you might have, or anyone that you might want to collaborate on this with. It gives you 5 each time. So I used to use a thing called, oh my gosh, it used to be a YouTube where it would create a EduPuzzle. And you did the same thing where it would tell you, you get this many, and then you have to invite other people to it. So a bunch of people got email like things on there because that's how I got free ones, or you pay for it. The reason I want you to know that is you're going to get addicted. You're going to mess around. I'm going to use 2 of mine on you, but this is an account that I usually don't create on. It's okay. But I want you to know you have 5 off the get-go that are free. Now on the bottom, number of slides. If you know you wanted to make it short, you notice you have auto, or you can pick the number of slides you want. If you add more, it's going to make it go crazy where it's just going to try to autofill information. Less is best on this one. So I'm just going to do 5. And then here's my target area. I already said 5th grade, but I try to give it in the prompt. If you have attachments, those are always great. PDFs, things that it can pull from. And then the advanced options, just so you guys know, web research mode, and then AI generated images. Now on the AI images, I'm going to tell you, it's going to be the things that has like the 6 fingers. I don't know if you've ever seen an AI image that's totally messed up. It has too many fingers on there. Also, if you're doing stuff that's branded, it's not going to be correct. So make sure on this one, think about it, but I'm going to do it so you guys can see it. So I'm going to do the AI images. And if you like speaker notes, you can put them in here. And then I'm going to go through and create my presentation. Okay. Oh, I have to give it a topic. So my topic is AI for students. And this is what's going to be at the top of your Google slide. Now, again, this is the part that if you want to, this makes you think a little bit of Slides Mania. I've never seen this one. I'll pick this one. You pick the way that you want it to be created. And then this is where I feel like cheating, because this used to take a long time for me to like go through, find the content, find the fonts, find the content, the things I wanted. And then here it is where it's creating it for me. So if you've never used this one, it's a Chrome extension. The Chrome extension is going to live inside your Google slide, and then you give it the information you want and you have it created for you. The stuff that's popping on the side, think of it as the ads you have to watch as you go through. I usually don't pay attention to this. I just have it create. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to save your bacon. If you ever have, like one day I forgot to create the right, I was on the wrong week for some reason, and this was like made the best lesson I ever made, but this did it, not me. So just know right now, it went through and it's going to go how it's going to create it on there.
Hello?
Uh,
Hi, Sienna.
Oh, wait, or I don't know where that is coming from. Okay, here, Melissa. Melissa, disable mic. Okay. Sorry, Melissa. I just want to make sure. So now, the things that you guys go through and you create. Okay, as you guys go and create, you notice right now your Google slide is going to go through and it's going to pop in and it's going to be in your drive. So make sure that we didn't give it permission. It's just when we signed in, we made it an extension that we have our stuff in here, and then this is where you can automatically get started. So if you've never used this, the reason I use this is because in ChatGPT and Copilot, when you create something from the AI prompts, you're going to notice it's going to give you the information. It's not going to create it for you. This is where this created the slide with images and those things for me, and then I can immediately use those right away. So you've never used that before. The first thing we need to do, you're going to go to Alana AI. When you go here, when you get start for free, we're going to use slide generator. And the thing that's going to ask you is make sure that you install the extension. The extension is what's going to do this work. Now, as you guys go in, you're going to notice as you go through, you create your presentation, and this is where it's going to be in your drive. So for me, as I go through this, I want you guys to know for free, you get 5. I'm going to try to be always on that for you guys, but just know that's the first one. Alana AI is the one that allows you to create slide presentations very quickly without you having to do a lot of work. So if you've never used that before, I'm going to tell you that's going to be one of the ones right away that will save some of the load off you when you have to create. And this is what AI is for, the ability to create stuff. The one thing I wish that I would have thought of that I just thought of right now before I started doing this, if I had used Copilot or ChatGPT to get the information and then I would have put that in here, I bet you I would have had a lot more better presentation because that would have done some of the work for me. And that's the process of learning sometimes is kind of going through and looking at what works for you. So that's the first one. And I'll come back and review these at the end, but I want to make sure Alana is for Google Slides. That's the one that's going to be able to create your work for you. Now, I don't know how to say this one correctly. I think of it, but this is the one that basically allows you to create the best worksheets ever. And again, I know some of you are cringing at that, but this is the stuff that I feel that curriculum companies use to take information and worksheets and things out of. So here's what I'm going to show you right now. Right now, I'm going to go through and say, teacher, start here. This is not a teacher account. So right now, I'm going to get stuck when I click sign in. There's going to be little things with crowns that I'm going to run into that are the pro features. Teachers get a little bit more than a normal one. They don't get it all for free. So I'm going to show you right away where the free ones are and then what are the things you're going to pay for. And I'm going to give you an idea that you can use if you're trying to promote this to your curriculum, to your school, of like, how can we use this? I'm going to tell you right now, the number one I use is I like to use the YouTube. I like to insert the YouTube video into here. It watches the YouTube video for me and it gives me worksheets. It gives me keywords. It gives me whatever I want for the students. So it automatically creates the lesson using whatever I want. Now you can also use text. You can also use PDFs. You can basically like get books. The only thing with books is it's got to be not a PDF. It has to have access to the letters. So you have to copy and paste the writing. If you click on the YouTube link, so here I won't have one set for you right here. Is I went and this is the one I'm saying. So as teachers start here, I went and I inserted the YouTube video. The YouTube video that I grabbed was how AI works. And what it did for me is it watched the video and then it created, like Stephen Hawking said, what AI would start on its own and get better very fast. This is the very first phrase from the video. And then what it did, it summarized the key parts: unsupervised learning, supervised learning, reinforced learning. How does AI learn? And if you scroll down, it gives me a summary with points. Then it gave me the vocabulary, and I love how it literally looks like like the name and date. It gave me the vocabulary, the nouns that were in here, the things that were talked about. Then it gave me multiple choice. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Multiple choice by default is free. So right now, notice that it's ABC, and it gives you the answer sheet on the bottom. Short answer is free. Now, oh, here, let me make sure you see this. See right here where it says short answer? See how there's no crown? If you scroll down, I get this at the beginning, but it's going to go away. think, pair, share. See how it has a little crown? That's the paid one. Compare and contrast. It took a video and created all these things for me. And then there's more activities that I can go. Just pay attention to the ones. There's questions, key vocabulary. Anytime there's a crown, you have to know, okay, this is one of those things that I don't get for free. But the ability to immediately go through and create something from scratch like this is kind of the power in it. So let's do it so you guys can watch it for the video. I need to put something in here that I can use. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to go YouTube and I'm just going to grab a YouTube video in here that I can use. In the YouTube video, I want to teach the kids how to make tamales. Okay, so right now I'm looking for a video. Ooh, step by step. Okay, now here we go. Tamales, pork tamales, beef tamales, chicken tamales. Chicken tamales. Okay, here we go. So we have chicken tamales, 13-minute video. Okay, now I'm gonna mute this because I'm gonna sorry. You're gonna let me mute this first so you don't have to listen to this. So Grammarly always pays for these things on mine. Or email builder. I don't know what this is. Okay, skip. Now all I need now is I need to take the link from the video. I'm gonna copy it. Later on, I think I do want to watch this. And then I'm gonna go back to DiffIt and then I'm gonna paste the video link in there. Generate resources. It's going to watch the video for me, and then it's going to create the ideas on there and going through that. Now, I wanted a how-to just to show you what this looks like. Where these are best is when it's a lecture or a video, but now here we go through. What the heck? Did I click on something? I don't want volume and gases. I want tamales. All right, here we go. Hold on. I must have clicked on something. Go back. I'm pretty sure I clicked on the video for tamales unless I had something else pasted. Generate the resources. I swear if I get science again, I want tamales. How does a tamale be made? And then I go through it. Now, again, I want to make sure you guys see this. These are great. Once you've done this, make sure you save them so you don't have to go through this. You shouldn't be doing this right before you get to the students. But I wanted to make sure you saw. Why is it doing minerals? Am I copying the wrong tamales video? Or is it because it thinks it's talking about, she's talking about science here. She better not be talking about science. Let me see what the text is. No, she's talking about making it. All right, let me do it one more time. So what is minerals? Does that have anything to do with tamales? I think I might have broken it by trying to do tamales on here because right now it doesn't even know what the heck it's talking about. But right now, I just wanted to make sure you guys see it here. I think it's always good. And this is live, so you guys can see that I'm not doing this and making it from like something I already made. Let's see if I actually can do it. If tamales doesn't work, let's actually do something for school. How to solve 3-step equations. My wife was talking about this last night with my son, so I have no idea what they were talking about. All right, here we go. So this one right here. There we go. So 3-step equations. Oops, copy the link to the video. Where's the link to the video? Now I freaking broke my YouTube. Oh, here we go, up top. Maybe that's what I messed up. I wasn't copying the right thing, I think. Let's see if this works. So paste it, generate resources. I clicked something on the bottom that I just noticed. I said something about CTE. I should have not clicked on that. Let's see what it does with 3-step equations because CTE or whatever that was below it doesn't have anything to do with 3-step equations, I don't think. So let's see what it does. Okay, ecosystem. Okay, here's it. I figured out what I did. So let me go back here. See where it says this, don't click on that. So right now I don't want to do that, but I want to make sure my format, 5th grade, align to, don't align to anything. I just want depth of knowledge, 5th grade. Yeah, I didn't click on any of these things. Okay, so for me, I want the PDF, YouTube video. I want to make sure I didn't do that this time and generate. All right, so DiffIt, as this goes through and does that, I just want to make sure you guys know, pay attention to the side. When you click export, see how all these things are here. I would download it as a PDF and keep it that way. So just know DiffIt is the one that if you want worksheets, that's the one we're going to use. If we want to create Google Slides, we're going to use Alana, and that's the one you have right away where you can get started and go. But those are all the things in here that you think about. Here we go. So this is it right here. So I must have turned something on. See how it says 3x summary. Then it gave me the vocabulary that we need to do to solve 3-step equations, terms, subtract, variable, equal, all these things, multiple choice. Just if you want a worksheet, DiffIt does that, and that's one of the first things that does that I think is pretty powerful that you have that you can immediately get started and going. So Alana is for Google Slides, DiffIt is for worksheets, and I want to make sure those are the easiest ones to get started with. Now, Some of you know this one already, Magic School. Now, I'm going to say, if you have Magic School as part of your curriculum, or if you already got it, it has all of it. I'm going to tell you though, the first time I opened this up, it was a lot. If I click on Educator, you got to sign in, make sure your school account. You get a lot of stuff for free without paying for it, but a lot of the extra stuff you have. So I don't have all of it, but in my school account, I have a lot in here. So Magic School is this one. And here's what I'm going to tell you. It's going to get you a little overwhelming. Worksheet generator, presentation generator, writing feedback, text translator, YouTube questions, all these things in here. It almost has everything you've ever wanted. And this is why Magic School, I feel like, is one of those things on there. I have never tried this one, but Teacher Jokes, I just saw that on there. I'm like, I would encourage you to play with it, but just know you're going to get a thing that says 30 days free trial. And every time you use something, pay attention to what, if it's going to be free or if you're going to have to pay for it. But I want you to know this is the easy way to get started where you're clicking on that. We don't have access to Alana Learning. I have to ask, oh, Veronica. Okay, Veronica, make sure you show them first because they're always going to deny everything. They don't know what it can do. And then when you show them what you can do, and a couple of these I'll show you, once you do it, it kind of gets them going, oh, I didn't know it was that. It's just got a weird name. Okay. Now, here's the one I use, just so you guys know. I use the Jeopardy review game because that's a very easy go through that. Actually, Tara, this video is going to be accessible to them, right? They can go through and show. Yeah, yes, please show them the video. Just don't show them the part where I was trying to generate tamales and I clicked on CTE. Skip that part because that made me look not good. All right, so right now everything else will be good on this video. Now, here's the one that I use going through that. So the YouTube video, this is the part that I felt at the beginning. I was like, what? And then it caught me. Here's what you need to do. See the YouTube transcript of a video? It creates the questions based off the transcript, and then it creates the work for you. So a little bit like DiffIt, but it looks a little bit better for the students. So here we go. So right now, this guy's talking still. I forgot to turn him off. If you go down to where the video is, you'll notice that on the video, when you click on it, you can go through and look for, this guy didn't do a transcript. Let's go back to the tamale lady. I bet you she did a transcript. You got to make sure there's a transcript on the video and you copy. Actually, I'll do the one that I normally do. If you do how to use AI, there's a TED Talk, how to use AI. If it's a TED Talk, there's always a transcript on the bottom. So intro to AI, TED Talks are the best. This one's 29 minutes long. This one's got to have a transcript. So I'm going to hit pause again. I don't want to hear him speak. Okay, now here's what I'm looking for. He has to have a transcript that I can copy. So right now he turned off his comments. Come on, dude, give me transcripts. I need to have transcripts so I can grab the video. Because right now, look at it here. It doesn't have transcripts. It can't take it. So I want to have a video. How to use AI for students? I think that's the one I was watching because it's hard. The kids always want to use AI, and I'm going to tell you different ways we can do this. But TED Talks always have it. How to use AI without cheating. Okay, I'm actually curious about this one. Okay, so what I'm looking for is the so they turned off the comments. Come on, someone give me a transcript. You need to get the transcript. And the only reason I want you to say this because this took me a second. I'm trying. There we go. Here we go. Show transcript. Okay. Now, when you show the transcript, all you have to do is this. Copy all the words. So go down here, Control C. I come back to Magic School and I paste it in here, Control V. And then now I generate based on the artificial. So what does AI stand for? It basically created the whole thing from the video, and then it gave me the keys on there, and then it gives me more things I can use. I'm going to tell you, Magic School, if you've never used it before, all the stuff is like this. The ability to copy paste, drop it in there, and then creates your stuff for you. So Magic School is kind of like it came on the scene and just started coming in like Canva. It just started going and just blowing up AI and how you can use it because it gave you all the teacher tools. I would recommend once you sign in here, start looking through the ones you would use. So if you're really into multiple choice and assessments, notice it's there. Some of my English teachers really love the writing feedback. You insert the writing and then it just does it. some of the stuff for you. It just gives you that on there. I wouldn't use professional email because I can use ChatGPT for that. But just look at the things that are in here and then start to say, okay, what are the things I can use? And I'm trying to give you the stuff that I think right away. If you're like, how can I use AI? These are all things out there for you that you can use right away. So again, I caught it in my little box. I want to make sure I keep showing you is we start with Google Slides for Alana. DivFit is my worksheet generator. Magic School Bus. Magic School. I always call it bus. Magic School is what are the things on there that I can do. Now, visually, again, we're using AI that we can go, and this one is absolutely free. Canva. Canva has a powerful AI writing and a powerful AI image. So I want to make sure I'm in my school account here because this one is completely free. If I'm just going to start, I'm just going to do education and do a presentation so you guys can just start right away. So I'm going to go presentation. When you do a presentation, you'll notice right now on the left-hand side, you have a bunch of stuff over here, and I want to make sure you know what some of these are. So if I go through and I'm looking at Magic Media, it's an app that's AI. And if I click on Magic Media, I want to describe what I want. So actually, you're going to have to help me this, Tara. I think Golden Finches is our logo, right? Isn't it a golden finch, that bird? So Golden Finches wearing a Las Vegas Raiders jersey. Raiders jersey while watching a movie. And then I just basically type, it looks for those images that it can create or I'll create one for me, and then you'll be able to use this. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to put the two. Why do the finches have to be, they look like they're just, well, I don't know. We'll talk about this later. But right now, here we are. They're both wearing the number 12 and they're going in there. So the reason I want you to know that's there is it doesn't have to be what I want it to be. It could be anything you want it to be. If you're describing an animal that is doing the specific thing, the worst thing in the world is looking for that image of that turtle doing this thing that you want it to do. This is very quickly finding whatever you want it to be and creating it. I just started with the most random thing ever because I wanted you to see what this part is in here. So these golden finches are on a couch watching a football game. This could be whatever you want it to be, but it's under the Magic Media. When you click on the Magic Media, what it's going to ask you for is like, what is the things you want? So when you click on it, know right now you can make changes or you're going through. When I show this to kids to make them mad, and I know I'm not making fun of Canada, Michelle, but the kids wanted Stephen Curry playing for Team Canada. Because after I did a presentation in Canada, and so they wanted this player who doesn't play for Team Canada wearing a jersey for Team Canada, and this is where they found it. And I'm like, how did you do that? So here we are, Steph Curry wearing the Canadian jersey playing for Team Canada. But this is where I want you to know how quickly you can just generate whatever you want and then have this as part of your presentation. So this is the AI part on what we can do with images. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is there's a lot of apps you can pay for that does the same, but Canva does this for free because you're an educator, you get this for free. So just think about upping the scale of your social media content. What I mean with that in the Google slide is you're putting images on there that matter to them. So think about your students for a second. Think about what interests them. Think about what gets to them, and then think about how you can engage in this way with AI. So creating this and having that going through. Yes, Sarah and I have never met each other, but I'm telling you right now, she's on it because this is not real. This is what a deep fake looks like. And this is where you need to start dropping stuff where kids are thrown off, and then you're having actual discussions where you're not looking for that image. So just know right now, this is the part that you need to look at. What does Canva do? And if you don't know this, if you log into Canva for educators, it's free. So make sure that you know you're not paying for any of this. As long as all of you are educators. If you're not an educator, yes, you're going to have to pay for this. But this is one of the perks that I feel like Canva does for you. Now, Canva doesn't just stop there. If I click on text, remember, Magic Media is images. Magic Write is writing. So if I click on Magic Write, it's going to describe your writing task. Talk about how deep fakes, fakes. Oh my gosh, deep fakes can be easily created and mislead the audience. So create this for 5th grade. And the reason, hold on, I'm going to make sure I explain this part. Most newspapers, most social media content that people are reading, or not social media, most content you read in the paper is not written at a high level. It's written at a reading level that is easier to understand. So like when I write it this way is because I don't want to put words that kids may not know and then make it easier for this. Of talk about we talk about deepfakes, how easily it can be created, mislead the audience, talk about 5th grade. What's something else I want to hit? I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it right now. I'm gonna hit generate. It's gonna go through and says deepfakes are illegal magic tricks. Da 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 da. Go through this. I accidentally hit stop, but it can keep going. Now, more like this or this and but. This is your prompts to change it. Here's what I want it. I want it this and but. Make it easier to read and put in bullet points. So if you ever have big chunks of text, just make it into bullet points. Boom, on there. All right, now we hit insert. And now right now for design, don't judge me right now, but right now we have a white background with a bunch of pictures in here and writing. But right now you can basically start to figure out how you want to do this and how you have it. So in Canva, Magic Media does the images. Magic Text or Magic Write does the text. Now, if you look at the pencil here, you can keep writing. You can make it more fun, more formal. Can rewrite, transport text, generate a quiz. All this stuff is built into it. So where you have it, where you can basically go through this. The 3 dots in the Magic Write, you have all your text editing here. You have it. And then my favorite, you can also translate the text. So let's say I have different audiences in my classroom. If I hit translate text and I say, you know what, the other text I need to have in here, and this is a Microsoft translator, I need to have Arabic. I click on Arabic. I can keep it original or change it to more friendly or whatever I want. Translate the page or the text I selected. When I hit translate, it's going to go through the translator and it's going to drop the text. And I don't know if you noticed, there's the one that I started, the original that's in English, and here's the Arabic, and it's the same thing. I just duplicate it and going through it. Okay, so again, good Canva has this AI in here, but because sometimes we're scared to touch buttons, we miss on these 2 features on here. Now, my last thing with this before I go, and I'm trying to make sure I stay on pace, is if I click on the arrows that say present full screen, when I click on that, you notice I went to my presentation mode. I don't know if you guys click on the keyboard on the bottom, but right now I can say, hey, do you guys know I can do this? You didn't know that? I can click on the M or do the mic drop for myself. These are all keyboard shortcuts. If I click on the U, it brings in the curtain call. So right now, if I click on it and go through, there's the curtain call. And if I click on the U again, it opens up. So if you didn't know this in Canva, from a presentation tool here, this is also part of their AI because this is no Google slide can do this. I can't drop bubbles in a Google slide. And my favorite one is I hate doing the quiet coyote. I click on the Q or tap on the quiet. And then I can blur it when the kids are all like not paying attention to me. So just know all this part in Canva, if you've never played with this, these are the things on here that I think are very easy to grab and to use. And for you going through their presentation, having that. Okay, so right now, Magic in Canva, play with those if you've never played with those before. All right.
Can I share another quick tip in Canva?
Oh, yes, please. What?
So if you put it in presentation mode.
Okay.
Okay, click the 3 dots.
3 dots.
See where it says share remote control?
On your phone, yes.
It'll give you a QR code and you scan it with your phone and your phone can become a remote control.
Wait, anyone can do this or just me?
Anyone.
Oh, I better do it before someone else does it then. Okay, because then someone else can control my presentation.
You generally do it before you start presenting.
Oh no. Okay. If the weird stuff starts happening, it's not me. All right. So right now, previous, so I can go back and forth. Do I not get? Oh, I do get the shortcuts. This is for Tiffany. Thank you, Tiffany. You get that, and then Tiffany, you get. So all I'm doing is tapping my phone, and it's doing this for that. Actually, Tiffany, I did not know that. I was wondering where you were going to go with that. But hey, here's the thing I want you to know. 3 dots. Always click on the 3 dots, and I should have known that because that's more on there. So right now, share remote control. The only thing is, don't do this in front of the students because they would do that. So that's awesome on there. So Canva, I guess, I mean, I love Google Slides. It's always been my first love. I wish that Alana could create stuff on here, but this is kind of a quick way to get started. And actually, just so you guys know, it's a great social media stuff. So like for me, when I create stuff, if I go back to the home screen, I have like my son, I created all his little football stuff on here. I mean, there's a ton of stuff on there that you can go. So just know it's very, very powerful and easy program to use. And Tiffany, I would love to talk to you later on about all this stuff in Canva. Oh, she's going to talk more in Canva. She's already, do you train for Canva? I feel like you like know all the Canva stuff. All right, on there.
I'm a certified teacher with Canva.
Okay, so she could do a whole presentation on that. Now, again, I'm going to tell you, those are the best things to do because you have to go through courses and do that. Those are all on there. All right, I'm going to make sure I give myself time for questions, but here's the last one, the big one I want to make sure I give you. School AI. If you click on this, I have to use my school account on this. Oh, Sarah, you just smiled. Do you know what School AI is? Okay, she just gave it a heart. Okay, it's all about spaces. Okay, it's all about spaces, and I'm going to tell you, for middle school and high school, and again, you guys know your audience better than I do, but this has been one of the ways that you have an AI assistant that's going to talk and give more feedback going through that. So we've been doing a provisional pilot. Okay, what does that mean, Sarah? I don't know what that means. You're trying it out?
We're doing a provincial pilot. So across our entire province, every single teacher has access to School AI currently.
Okay, so everyone needs to try to do that too, because this is what I want you to know. I'm going to tell you right away, School AI, you sign in, you find a space. Okay, now, bell ringers is the number one I've used. Actually, Sarah, since you kind of like been going through this, do you use like the historical figure chat box?
Our teachers have now kind of moved to the spot where they're not using some of those pre-trained ones, but they're designing their own with our curriculum and with our skill descriptors and using exemplars from past assignments and pieces like that. We're a bilingual province as well, so a lot of our teachers prefer to set up their own because then they can set it up to be in the appropriate level of French for their students.
Okay, now here's the reason I want you to know that. This is where you need to go the path you're going on. If I click on a bell ringer or an exit ticket or the one I really want to try that I have not done, that's why I asked her about the historical figure chat box. I saw a TikTok where the kids were talking to Harriet Tubman. Like it created like they're asking when you're asking, what would you ask? This is where you go ask that. Now here's the way I want to show you what it looks like from a student perspective so that you can see why I get excited about this one. When I go through and do an exit ticket, okay, exit tickets, I used to do them, or bell ringer, sorry. I used to do these in a product called Pear Deck. And they were cool and it was fun and it was very simple to get started. But when I click on a bell ringer here, it's going to say, what do you want it to do? And then here's the part that I want you guys to know. How can you use AI? Okay, so here I am here. The more options. What grade level are we speaking to? So right now, I'm going to say I'm speaking to 9th graders. The custom instructions and the class descriptions. Okay, now here's the thing. If you go back to the AI video that we created the first time, where I talked about when you do your ChatGPT or your Copilot or whatever AI you're using, there's a part where you can train it that I wanted to know that this is what I teach. This is the stuff that I create. This is the content. These are the standards. Once you teach it that, you're going to notice that AI comes in a totally different direction at you where it knows. So like one time I asked my ChatGPT, Someone told me that taking NyQuil or DayQuil, it's a broad cover of what you're sick of, that you need to take specific things instead of taking this all for one. And so I asked my ChatGPT, what's the best stuff to take for this cough that I had and this runny nose? And it gave me separate things I should be taking. And then it asked me, do you want to create a lesson plan for today? Because it knew that I was a teacher, and it saved, like, it already was thinking about the things because of the information. Now, here's the thing: custom instructions. I wanted to create a question that will ask students what they know about AI and how they can use it beyond just cheating. Okay, I'm asking you very specific questions because that's where the prompts are going to come from. Now, here's the class description. I have a class that plays a lot of video games and outdoor sports. It's mostly boys, and I have some students that are English language learners. Okay, and again, depending where you're at, it's going to be different when you want to do that. Now, what I want to ask this question for the students: how can you use AI in the classroom? Now, if I go through here and start preview, that will give me an idea of what this is going to look like right from the get-go. So right now, here we go. Imagine you can use AI for some, actually, let me hit speak. Actually, did I share audio?
Imagine you could use AI for something cool besides just cheating on homework. What's one way you think AI could help you in sports, video games, or school?
AI could do my homework for me while I play sports. And then I send it, and then the AI continues to push me and ask questions. So it takes it. That would be easy, but what if AI could help you get better at sports and games instead? For example, imagine an AI that analyzes your moves and da-da-da-da-da-da, and I have this. Now, this is what it looks like for one. Now, if I click launch, okay, here, you're going to notice I have a space code where the students can join me. Now, just so I can show you this, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to open up another browser, and I'm going to paste it. And the reason I want you to know this is what it looks like from the student point of view. So their first full name is Jorge. I'm going to join the space. In the exact same way it looked before, it's here. Now, here's what we're going to see. Oh, shoot. Did I stop? No, okay. My team controls came right above that. Okay, here we go. Here's a starter question. When you use AI, what's the first thing that pops in your head? How do you think you use for stuff cheating on homework? I think it could help me understand how to do the work better. Okay, now it's having a conversation over here on this side. Now, here's what I can see on my side over here. So right now, I'm gonna go back to my bell ringer. Here it is. See how Jorge is answering the question? I can click on the three dots, and I can view the chat for all my students as they're having this starting question to go back and forth. And I can view the chat, I can figure out where they're going, and I can see the conversation. Where I feel this is powerful for me is it opens up those doors that you don't always have time for this anymore if your class is of 30 or more students. This is where you have this assistant that's having conversations, and for that kid that it's going, this is the correct way to answer the question. The way I was answered at the beginning was I just wanted to do my homework. I just want to cheat. This is where I can get this school AI chatbot that's basically going through and collecting these things for me. Now, that's me creating a bell ringer on this. If you feel like when you go to Spaces, find a space this goes, I'm going to tell you where I like to go. I like to go to the greatest hits. I'm going to tell you I am the worst in the car. I play the hits. I get on tracks. I don't go through looking for the new stuff. I go, what are the greatest hits? Some of these greatest hits are amazing. Shark Tank, a new chocolate product. econ basics, impacts of social media. I spent so much time on this one. When you click on it, you basically someone, I don't know, is Allison Shorten here? I feel like this is someone that would be in this conversation. They created one that if I hit just start preview, it's going to ask me, welcome. Today we're diving into the pool of social media and its impact to teens. To start, can you define what social media means to you? And then here's where it basically gives you a chance to kind of have the conversation deeper on this. So when you guys go to School AI, I would recommend greatest hits. I would recommend find a space and then get started with this. This one is the one that I felt like for me was the most fun. So I left it to the end. I try to build up the ones that I think are the easiest to get started with. If you look at Alana, it creates a Google slide. If you look at DiffIt, just create your worksheet. But I feel like this is DiffIt, but with a chatbot, where instead of making a worksheet that you're filling out, this could be that pathway that I want to go back and forth. Once you feel like you kind of have an understanding of what this is, when you hit the find a space, just know, scroll to the right and just start looking at some of these, like historical chatbot fiction. Harry Tubman is one of the defaults. I have no idea. I've never done this one, but I just want to make what's her last name? Thuman? No, Harriet Tubman? Oh man, I can't remember what it was. Here we go. Actually, no, before we do that, let's see if it actually works. So right now, can I add, let me go back. I think I did it before I should. Harriet Tubman. There we go. Can I do it, start without doing this? Please fill it out. Can I just copy it? Harriet. Then start preview. And then, okay. So yes. And then you go through, and I have no idea, but this is where I want to pursue our conversation, and then just different ways to look at it. Now I don't know how I found it. Oh my gosh. So just basically that you can go down a rabbit hole here. There's so many things here you can do with this. Okay. So again, I'm going to show it to you one more time so you guys have them all. What I want to make sure you guys know on my little inbox, Alana Learning, Google Slides, DiffIt, the ability to create worksheets, Magic School, the ability to create anything with AI and just start playing with it as you have that. Canva, right now, you have the ability to do the Magic Write, Magic Media. We learned from Tiffany, go to use your remote control as your little phone on there, and then make sure that you guys have the options on there. On the one that I have for my school, the ones that I had to make sure I had to use my school account, School AI and Canva are the ones that gave me the most features on there. All right, we have 10 minutes. I went pretty fast. I wanted to make sure I cover them. Is there anything you need me to do over again or show you to make sure you have that? Put it in the chat or unmute. What? Did you see the Lorax for the first grade class? A historical, does it do that?
So this was one that, it wasn't a historic figure one. It was one that the teacher designed themselves using just create a space. So we read the book, The Lorax, to the students and talked to them about industrialization and environmentalism and the role that they could have in preserving the planet. And as a little piece afterwards, he designed this space so that the kids could ask questions of the Lorax. And rather than siloing them to their own individual devices, he did it as circle time, where all the kids were sat in front of his smart board and the chat bot was up, and then they got to ask their questions. And that then led into a good literacy activity about, is this really the Lorax, or what is this? And then he got to kind of introduce AI to the students in a safe group way.
Is this a deep fake or is this you?
That's me.
What? You created it, or the teacher created it?
This is a copy of the one that my colleague made so that I could showcase it on his behalf.
in this session. Well, tell him that he's internet famous now, because this is awesome.
I'll let Dave know. He'll be thrilled.
No, but I mean, I was gonna type in her name, but just by typing in the person on there, have that. So after they read it, emulate will attempt to recite accurately. So are you ready to proceed with the conversation? So what did the kids do? They just basically all chat on their own.
Ask questions that they have, raise their little hand up in the air and they, why do you care so much about the environment, Mr. Lorax? And
Oh my gosh, did he write this?
he built the bot. He prompted it. So if you click that
With
remix
a gentle
button, you can
rustle
kind
of
of crack it
leaves,
open
the
and see
Lorax
what
appears.
Did it has like, wait, we'll click on the what?
The remix button.
The remix? Oh,
Yeah,
and then
next to the launch button, there's a remix button. So that will give you a copy of the space as well. And then you can adjust the prompt to whatever you want it to be.
I love this. I love this. This is Tara. I want you to know why I always say yes to these things. I don't know when I'm going to meet a Tiffany or a Sarah, but this is the part that you can't replicate this. This is amazing, because I want to make sure that you guys understand that nobody knows everything, even AI. AI will only work. This is only created because that teacher took it to another level. Because the Lorax is a fictional character, but it has such a powerful story here and going through that. So the AI prompt, you're the Lorax, you're from the story of the Lorax by Dr. Seuss. You'll be speaking to 5th grade class. Important details from the book, including themes, messages, and ideas that should be taken from the book. Focus on economical and human impact of industry. Additionally, you may connect to the story to Earth Day and Earth preservation. And again, this is not a simple just chat with the Lorax. It doesn't, AI does not know enough to be able to pull something as insightful as what this is. The fact that it's 5th grade, the fact that it's already built to Earth, tied to Earth Day and Earth preservation. I would love to see a recording of what this conversation would have been like. And again, here's the thing that I love. Remember the part where I can see the conversations? You can see where the kids went with the Lorax. And here's the thing. There's video games that people have deep followings for. The Last of Us, like there's people that are so tied to the story because the story, this is what's part of it, being able to read this and have that. So Sarah, I hope I don't know. I hope to hear more about this. I hope you stay in this community in contact, or my name, my last name and my email address. I would love to be able to.
I'll drop my email into the chat as well in case anyone's curious.
That is beautiful. By far my favorite webinar so far, Tara.
Absolutely. This has been awesome. Way to bring us back to Teaching Toolbox, George. Thank you. Thank you. Any additional questions, thoughts, ideas you want to share? Anyone in the audience? So just as a reminder, this session is recorded, and as soon as that recording link is available, we're going to email it out to all the folks who register, as well as it will live in the community. And I'm just going to, I have 5 minutes, so if there's aren't any questions, I'm going to use it really quick just to show you where all of our webinars live. I was doing school AI as George was, because it was a new one for me. So here we are in our community here. We have our webinar recording library. This, of course, is where all the webinars live. The link that I dropped in the chat at the beginning takes you to that first webinar that George did on AI, our instructional or your instructional partner here. This is where you'll find it. If you grab that link at the beginning, this takes you to this one here, and I'll just reshare it. Just again, if you want more tips and tricks around AI, you can find them there. Thank you for giving us the link to the community, Serena. So we will be back in a few weeks for another installment of our Teaching Toolbox. I will be putting in the new registration link as well as giving you information about it. So if there aren't any other questions or ideas being dropped into the chat, then I will say thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we will hopefully see you next time. Thank you again, George. Appreciate you so much.
This was awesome.